Welcome back to Step by Step, a podcast brought to you by Palmetto Conservatory of Dance. I'm your host, Antonia Diaz, and our guest for today is Lorenna Calheiros. She is one of our teachers at the school, and I wanted to invite her today because she has very good stories to tell us. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
Happy to be here.
Of course, I'm glad you can make it here. And I want to start kind of introducing Lorenna. She is also a dancer with Columbia Classical Ballet. That is originally how we met. We both, but we as like institutions met each other. And Lorenna has made it to our staff. She's our Brazilian funk teacher. She's our ballet technique teacher. She has a huge background of dance, which is why I want to start by asking you, how do you got into dance? Not necessarily ballet, but how did you get into dance?
So I'm born and raised in Rio de Janeiro,
Mm-hmm.
and my family is all there. And since I was born, I was always like moving with any type of song, any type of music. I would be like trying to dance a little bit and copy like the children's DVDs. Whenever they have like some dancing thing, I would try to kind of move to. So then my mom decided to bring me to dance classes, and my first contact with actual a dance style was going for a street dance class when I was 5.
Wow.
And I thought it was like so much fun. I enjoyed a lot, and that's when I started to like actually develop my passion for dance, like discover that I had that in my heart. So it was in hip hop style thing.
Wow. That is awesome. Now, how did you get into ballet?
That was after. That was when I was 12 already. A little bit, people would say late for girls,
Yeah.
but it worked well. So when I was 12, I was still doing street dance and a bunch of other things. But in this school that I used to go for classes for the hip hop, there was a ballet teacher that she really liked me. And like, I think she was the first person that saw something on me for ballet, because she would go to classes and rehearsals for the street dance. She would go like into the studio and just to watch me. And she would tell me all the time, she was like super sweet, and she would tell me all the time, you have such a good posture, you walk like with a good posture, I see you whenever you sit like to write something, you have a good posture and like a presence somehow. So she was like, you would be a good ballerina, you need to come for class, come take class with me and this and that. So she was the one that convinced me to try first time.
Yeah.
But I actually decided to keep going because I was kind of going with the flow. When I started ballet, I was very impressed with the jumps and turns and all the challenging things. It was just like so different for me.
Yeah.
And challenging. And of course, whenever you're starting something new, there is people in the class that can do it already super good. So I would be like very impressed with that and motivated, and that kept me going. So first it was the teacher, and then I was just it was like an addiction, you know, like I started ballet, and then I was like, when I started with 2 classes a week, and then slowly everything started switching, you know, like, you can come for this point class, I'll be there, but then I can't go to the other class, you know, that I had in that same time. So I started switching slowly.
Wow, that is awesome. You mentioned some of the challenges, and of course, ballet is hard. But what were some of those biggest challenges when you first starting doing ballet?
For me, since I started with 12, and some people of my class were already like going to YAGP or something, like literally.
Wow.
There was some girls really good already. And so I think the first, I don't know if the biggest, but the first challenge was to set my mind to don't compare myself in a bad way. You know, respect my time. Like, okay, they are doing that, and I want to do that too. And I don't need to feel bad because I just started. Like, let's use that as an inspiration. You know, like, let's switch the mindset. If you ever think bad about yourself, okay, use them as inspiration. You know, you can get there too.
Mm-hmm.
If they're doing, you can do it. It's just different timing. So I think that was the first challenge. And another challenge, I would say, that since I was not like, since the basic steps,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes like kids, when you start with like 5, there is a point that you learn a plie very
Mhm.
slowly. I feel like in my career, like in the beginning, like I said, the challenge was the jumps, the
Right.
turns. So I wanted to do that. So I
Mhm.
kind of skipped the whole thing. I was skipping and like trying to do and copy the girls.
Mhm.
And then I had to like study and figure out how to properly do it.
Nice.
So
Okay.
maybe I started in the opposite way, you know, like
Right.
you do it and then you learn
Clean it.
how to do it, you know,
Yeah.
figure out how to do it clean and properly. It was like in the same time. I was doing
Mhm.
everything the same time. It's not like you learn and you improve. It's like you learn the hard stuff too, all
Mhm.
together,
Right.
and trying to improve, you know? Does that make sense?
A lot of sense. Well, actually, it makes a lot of sense and it's very coherent for you to say it because I feel like you do lots of those things easier for the kids that you teach. So I feel like you, of course, the first thing, and that's with all the classes, you tell them to not compare each other. And I've seen that a lot. I get to see more of Lorena's non-ballet classes, so like salsa and bachata and Brazilian funk. And you're always like, don't compare each other. Each one of you has your own flow, so just do. And the same goes for ballet. But I feel too like you're very you have them try things and then you explain. So I feel like it goes very well with the way you teach, which is it makes a lot of
That's
sense. It's
interesting.
very wholesome to watch and to hear.
It's a good feedback too.
Well, I'm
But I
glad.
never thought about it. That's good.
Yeah, well, it comes very natural, so I'm glad. What were one of those things? And you mentioned a lot already, but when you were trying to catch up with this like technique and also like knowing how to do the steps, where did you start? Or where did your teacher start if it was something like that?
I think I was always very determined, like, and disciplined as a kid and as a person in general. So whenever I put my mind into doing something, I try as hard as I can. I give 100% in everything. Everything that I can, like at least my 100%, I'll try.
Yes.
And I feel like when I started, first thing I thought, it was exactly that. Once I put my mindset into, okay, use your friend as inspiration, I would observe a lot and see like the best quality of someone. Like, let's say a friend has like amazing arms and oh my god, so pretty their arms. How do they move? You know, how I would pay attention, how does this person move the arm? Or like if I really like how the footwork of someone, I would pay attention exclusively on that of the person. And I would try to think that, like I said, if the person can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
So let's try to bring that into my dancing. And I think that it was like something that helped me a lot in the start, like to observe and get inspired by the people that was around me. Because since I didn't like start in ballet from the beginning, I think I never, like, it took me a while to figure out the big stars.
Oh, okay.
So my inspiration was really like, I was going to class, these people are doing better than me and I want to get there, so they are inspiring me, you know, so I would observe them. I think it was that.
Nice. And speaking of that foundation that you were talking about, was there anything that you feel that street dance gave you as a foundation that you took and you take now as a ballet dancer?
Yes, for sure. More than one thing, I think. First of all, versatility. So, because with street dance, you also have different styles in the style, and different type of choreographies and different type of teachers too. Even though I didn't have a lot, I had like two different teachers, and some workshop people that I like met and all.
Right.
But I think the versatility for sure, being able to move your body differently and adapt, because it's not like everything's super strict. And also confidence. And I really, all the time that I question myself for something, specifically, like, especially when we're doing a combo or something for any style of dance, I look in the mirror and I remember there was a girl, she was older than me when I was doing street dance, because I was kind of the youngest one in the group that we had. So I was like the little one and all the teenagers doing
That's
stuff.
funny. So you were the little one for street dance and you ended up being just a little bit late.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not the older, but
Well,
late. Yeah. But yeah. And I was the little one. And there was they would treat me like the little one. So they would be like hugging me all the time and like, come here, do this with me. Let me show you this and help me. And there was this woman that I remember she showing me the mirror and she was like, you see that? Now put your chin up, and that's how you show power and attitude. And I use that all the time for me and for my students, because that really, like, it was remarkable for me, and I remember that all the time. So that's definitely something that I brought into like ballet or any other style of dance. Yeah.
Nice. And of course, all of this has been very happy, but there are discouraging parts of dancing, especially once you've made it into the professional world.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel discouraged in your training, and how did you push through that feeling?
Yes. Yes. A lot. In different times of the whole process, like the career, not just in training, but like figuring out stuff too whenever you're growing up, and in many moments of my life in general. But I feel like I pushed through it because of my family. They are like my foundation. They are my base. They were always like supporting me a lot, and I think the mental part for a dancer, and really for a person in general, like any type of person, everything starts in your mind, and that controls everything. If you're feeling good, if you have like your mind in a good place, then things are going to start to go well.
Yep.
And whenever you have an obstacle or something, if you are with your mind healthy, you can go through that. But I feel like whenever I was struggling and my mind was not that super healthy, or like it was just weak in the moment, my family like got me, like they were always very encouraging. And even though they don't really understand about like the technique part of dance, they would be always like, you can do it, you're good, you can do whatever you want to do, like we got you, we'll be there for you. And definitely my mom's prayers for sure, because I always say like, she is the one that believed in me even if I didn't believe myself. She was always believing me. So it's like they're really like my everything, like base.
Oh, that is so pretty. That's so pretty. Well, and you've clearly made it far in this, where you're at right now. It's a very successful milestone in your career. To make it into a ballet company, and this is mostly for our audience that doesn't follow dance a lot, you have to audition to get into a ballet company. Auditions are a very tough process. I would say, just like competition is very hard in your training years, auditioning is really hard in your professional years, because it puts you to the test constantly.
Yeah.
And you've auditioned abroad. You mentioned you're from Brazil, and you have auditioned to get, and you've made it here. How does that experience of auditioning?
It was great. I think it gave me a lot of experience in many aspects. Of course, like you said, it's hard. It's like hard for everybody and can be very stressful sometimes. but like thinking about all the positive things, I think no, I'm sure I met a lot of great dancers during the process, because I did audition like not just in Brazil, but I came to the US to audition, and in many different states too. So I met people from not just here, but like, I don't know, Europe, places, different places of the world, and not just dancers, but also teachers and the the directors. Pretty much, sometimes you can talk, sometimes not, but you do a lot of networking on all of that. So you learn a lot by talking with people, and it's, of course, if you get the opportunity, and that's also a tip. Like whenever you're in an audition, it's good to like talk to people, not just say hi, like really talk, because you never know, like let's say like the most simple thing, you make a friend, or a friend, like you just met the person, but like that is from a state that you have an audition. Next time, who knows, maybe you have a house to stay, maybe the person's gonna give you a tip on something, you know, you never know. The world is like this, it's like this, but like small things. So like very small world, and dance world too.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was one really good thing from the auditions, the networking, and really like I feel like I got even more confident about my work, because as dancers we question a lot, different times. One day you're feeling good, the other day you're like, should I be doing this? You know, do I have this talent, or like, is this gonna become something? Can I make it? So I kind of got more confident with myself too, because when I started auditioning, I feel like I was very trying to please the directors, meaning I would try to dress in a proper way, in a very specific way, and be like, make sure everything was super clear and right, and clean, and you know, which is good, but also not if it's in a point that you're not really, you're building a version of you that's not really you. So I feel like in the beginning I was trying to please a lot, like what do they want from me to give me a contract? And it's then I switched this mindset with the experience that like all the auditions were giving me, and like seeing other people, and just getting more confident and used to go and audition. And I realized that like there is a space for everybody in this world, and you just need to find your space, find the company that's gonna be like great for you, and that's looking for someone like you. Like if the company is not looking for like I'm a short dancer, I consider myself short, so it's like, of course. So if the company is looking for a tall dancer, what can I do? You know, you have to go there, put yourself out there, and do your best. You're doing the work. You are showing your art and your dance and your technique, and that's what they want to see. If they don't want you, it's because it's not because you're not good or not enough or something. It's just because you were not for that company. But that's okay, because you have other auditions to do, right? So I feel like I got confident with myself to like just go and show me and my art and my technique, not try to do what they want me to do, or what I think they want me to do, because they actually want to see the real dancer there.
Yeah, that is so true. I really like that. Take notes. that was really good. That is very important. That is such a key point for everything. You have to find it for every style of dance. I feel like you have to find who you are to put it out there.
I remember. Sorry for adding one more thing.
Of course.
Remember. I remember there was like, I don't even know like which audition I was gonna do, but I was nervous, because I don't know why I was nervous. And I was talking to my mom, talked to her a lot, and she was like, the audition, what is the audition? I was like, it's a dance class. Starts with a dance class. I don't know if we're gonna do something else. And what do you do every day for like 10 years?
Good point. Good
A
point.
dance class. So it's pretty much like you're putting the work every day.
Mhm.
Then you go to audition and you're gonna do the same. You're gonna show
Yeah.
yourself. So this clicked in my mind, of
Mhm.
course, after that too.
Yeah.
And then I started to like, okay, yeah, I just need to be myself and show
That's
me.
true. You're speaking about your school years. Do you have any remarkable teacher that you like? This teacher, her voice or his voice still is in my mind when I do this.
I can't pick one, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because that's unfair.
I like that answer.
But yeah,
Very politically correct. No, I like that. I
but
like that.
really, because I have
No,
so many moments and so many people that like there are some teachers, and I would say maybe not even 10, but there
Mhm.
are some teachers that help me even nowadays.
Mhm.
Whenever I remember something that they said, like
Yeah.
whenever I feel bad about myself or something, and I remember, no, but this teacher was like a really good dancer, and some years ago came to me and gave me this one compliment that I can't remember, and it's like, I'm not worse right now, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to be better right now, so it's like that it adds in my mindset to like
That's good.
for whenever I struggle with me.
Mhm.
Let's
That's
put this
good.
way. Yeah.
What do you think it's been one of the biggest factors of the success in your career? The successes that you've had in your career?
I think it's like, I would say I'm very proud of my discipline
Mm-hmm.
and determination. And I would add that I don't fear the unknown. Let's say it this way. Like I'm not afraid of the unknown, to go and like do. Or even when I'm afraid, kind of. I remember the first year that I got like a contract and I was gonna move from outside the country. I was like very afraid because I didn't know anything. Like everything could happen, you know. I was like,
Yeah, that's true.
and when I moved, just, I'm not gonna go into details, but I wasn't really sure about where I was gonna live, like the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know anything in different language, and so
Yeah.
I was like afraid what's gonna be from now on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I'm afraid, I go, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm not afraid to be afraid to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I feel like this makes like being disciplined on like even like keep going, keep pushing, determined, and not being afraid of the unknown and to experience new stuff, new things.
I love that. You talked that was for you. Now, tell us what you think it's a very good quality of a successful dancer. What you think makes a dancer successful?
It's also a mix for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, technique is always important, and you need to be like working on that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
A dancer with good and clean, good quality technique is good, but I do believe that, so you have to have that.
Yeah.
But I do believe that technique is something that comes from outside to you. So it's like you have your body, your soul, your heart,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes from outside. You can learn, you can improve, and all of that. But the art, the artistic part, it comes from inside to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that the outside can influence and can make you develop more your artistic part, your art,
Mm-hmm.
and your feelings, how you make it go from outside of you, like from
Yeah.
your heart out. But you can't teach a person to have that. You need to have art on your heart.
That's true.
You need to have the feeling, and then the rest can influence to develop and get better and improve. But I feel like that's a good quality because that makes you special. Like because like in the end of the day, ballet is a dance, and it's very strict and it's very technical, but it's art.
Yep.
and that makes the difference. I'm sure that if you are even in audition, like if you are somewhere that like art can touch people, and it can touch directors, and it can touch ballet masters, and it can touch anybody. So that's gonna make you how you move. Like your art is gonna influence even how you move. Technique, yes, but even how you express yourself, that comes from your art, from your feelings. So I think that's a very good and needed quality of a dancer, like to be successful, because anybody can learn technique if you are very disciplined and determined. But art, you need to bring it inside out, right? So I think if I need to pick one, it's a combo. But if I need to pick one, I would pick the art side. I'm very. I feel deep. Everything.
That's good. That is good, and it shows. It shows. I guess it's a given since I said that Lorenna dances in Colombia classical ballet, but I get to dance alongside all the time. So that is true. She is dedicated. She is determined. But yeah, art is there all the time, and yeah. What do you think now, though? And this is all we've just talked about, everything that dancers would know. But what do you think that it's a misconception or a myth that maybe dancers or non-dancers have about professional dancers?
Okay, I think if usually people that are not dancers think that, well, I come from a place that you go and you say, and what do you work with? I'm a dancer. I'm a professional dancer. Okay, but what do you work with?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think the misconception for the non-dancers is that it's easy. It's everything easy. You just need to dance. You get to dance to work. That's so cool. That must be like amazing.
Yeah.
And it is. I really enjoy, and I love being a dancer. But it's not all sunshines and rainbows. It's like, we know it's hard. It's a lot of things, a lot of work, a lot of feelings, and a lot of mental things too. So it's like, it includes a lot. So it's not that easy. We make it look easy because that's the job.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the goal.
That comes with it.
That's the goal. And for dancers, I think, that's a hard question to think about. Like for the dancers that are not pros, but that they want to become pros, maybe the misconception, one of them could be that you don't need to study, meaning like to study, like I said, but also meaning to be open to do other things. That can be in dance too, but it's not like, for example, I feel like ballet dancers, and not everybody, and I think this improved a lot nowadays, but there was a point that I felt a lot that ballet dancers like ballet, and that's it.
Yeah.
You do ballet, okay, nothing else. But nowadays, you really need to do anything.
Yeah.
You need to be versatile. So, and not just for the styles of dance, but I don't know one dancer that doesn't work with other things other than dance.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta dance, but you need to have your mind open to maybe choreograph, maybe teach, maybe be a model for dance things, maybe, I don't know, maybe social media things, maybe anything that's related to art, because you were also an artist, you're not just a dancer.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to like photograph too. Maybe you're not the person that's going to be the model, but maybe you have a good eye for photography because you know the poses, you know the body lines, you know, like you have that in your mind too. So I think like the ones that are not pro yet, they have this misconception like, I'm just going to dance and that's it. Nothing else. My goal is to be a dancer. No. You're gonna do, it comes with a lot of things. Right? So it's not, I don't think you can just dance.
Yeah.
like even like create partner with clothes for dance wear, stuff like, because I think about like, for example, people from, I don't know, gigantic companies. Sometimes you don't have one day off. They still partner with other people. They do give some workshops on their vacation time. So it's like you will always do other things too. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Is that
100%. I love that. You give beautiful advice. So I made a very important section of this podcast for advice and questions.
I love it.
And I want you to tell us what is a common question, if any, that you've gotten in your journey that you get a lot. Like, I get this question a lot, so I answer it this way.
Okay, I think I answered some of the questions already. So I'm gonna say one that I didn't yet, and I think one very common is that how did I get a job? First time, like outside the country. Because how do you get a job? Audition. But how did you go out from your country to work in the US? And for me, I remember like I was in a moment that I was like, okay, now it's the time. I need to find work. I need to keep going with my life and start my working career, because at that point I would do some guests, but I was like, I want a contract. I want something more like that. And I knew already, I was sure that I was gonna go out from Brazil. So the first thing in my mind was Europe or United States. And I picked United States. And I planned a trip, 30 days to the US. I did a lot of research on any company around the US that I could. And I picked some, like a lot, but some of them. Send material to many of them. Like I said, if they were looking for tall people, not really, but or specific, that's just an example. But I sent a material to many companies, video material and TV, and some of them replied. I could schedule. I would tell them like, I'm gonna be in the US around this time, because sometimes they already have a date for audition. Sometimes they already have an open audition. So I would look for that too, see if I could make everything fit in the schedule for like just a month. And I got some good answers to like go for, if the audition was not in that period, maybe for a company class, or maybe they would invite me for an actual audition, and I was going to be able to do. And I scheduled, like I remember that I went to New York first place, because they have a lot of open auditions, and for everywhere, not just for New York companies. So I was like, okay, I'm going there. And from there, I'm going to go to other places if they reply me during the way or now before I go. And I did go to California too. I went to Boston.
Wow.
I went to Orlando. And
you're mentioning the edges of the continents.
But it was like, it really was like for the audition. So I went to California. I remember I got there, I slept, I woke up, did audition, and fly back to New York because I had another audition. And the thing is, for auditions, especially this period and in New York, all the auditions, I thought I was going to be doing like one audition a day. But all the auditions are on the weekend. So it's like 3 in a day. You have to just keep going, like.
Oh my God.
And pick, of course, if you have like one in New York and one in another state, you need to pick. But yeah, I planned these 30 days. I got everything ready, did research on my own for the companies. I had to like Google companies in New York, ballet companies in this place, and then go in the website of every company and see what they're looking for, and if I like them too, like the company, the place, if it's interested for me. And so it's a process and time consuming, but it's worth it. And I did pick that also. I want to like emphasize that some people say that open auditions don't really give you opportunities most of the time. Sometimes it's just a lot of people going because it's an open audition. But my first contract I got in an open audition. So it's like you just need to be in the right place
at the right
moment,
time.
you know, like
this is a first. I've never heard this before. I am one of those people that said open auditions.
But it can work. It can. It just depends on if it's for you or not. You know, like God has everything prepared for you specifically. You never know. Maybe you'll get it in an open audition. Maybe it's gonna be in a company class. Maybe you don't even audition. Maybe someone talks about you, and then it's like, okay, come. So it's like you never know. All of these are options, and I was just, of course, going with the flow. But I was like, I need a job now, and I want to get one in the U.S. So I'm planning this trip, and I have 30 days to find a job.
Wow!
And then, of course, the answer
determination.
the answer got later, you know. And I would pray a lot, you know. I was like, God is in your hand. If I'm supposed to keep on this career, because like I need to find a job.
Yeah.
If I don't get a job, I'll have to think about it, and you know, like keep dancing, don't keep dancing. So I was like, I want to get a job now. It's in your hands. Show me. I'm gonna try. So it was like that. Yeah.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful, beautiful to hear. If you could go back and give advice to yourself, your younger self, you can choose any age, not specific.
Okay.
What would you advise yourself?
I think I would go back to when I started ballet, and not a specific age, but like when I started, and I would just tell that don't judge your body. Like, be nice with your body. Take care of your body, and not just don't judge, but take care. Respect. That's the word. Respect your body, because in any ways, because like sometimes we deal with pain that you need to deal with sometimes, like muscle pain, stuff that is just, I don't know, like nail pain, blisters, easy stuff that it comes with the process too. Yeah. But sometimes you push yourself through something that you don't need to feel, or you push yourself through some situations that are gonna affect you mentally, and that it's gonna be with you after some years. So it's just like respect your body and your time, and keep going. But be nice to you, you know, be nice to yourself. I think I would say that, because I had moments that I was very hard on myself. And
I like that. I like that very much. Now I want you to, in that same idea of like starting ballet later, which is, I guess, not as common in female dancers, but yes, for male dancers sometimes. What words of encouragement do you have for dancers who feel like they've started too late? Whether they are the age that you're saying, 12, or they're older or they're younger, they're just feeling that they started a little too late and they're facing challenges in their training. What would you advise?
I would say that I would remind them, if they never heard this before, that everybody has your own time. And I would say that if that's in your heart, that if that's what you love, like if you love doing that and that's in your heart and in your mind all the time, I'm pretty sure God put that there. So keep going, because everybody has your own time. It's not gonna be easy all the times, of course not, but you got this. Just like keep determined. If you really love, you go, because you can make it. Like, it's not your time, you know, like, I mean, it's your time, but the perfect time, it's your time. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely.
Okay,
let's put that in a t-shirt. I like that. That's a good quote.
Yeah, you can make it, you know. You just need to put your mind into it and be determined, because if that's in your heart for a reason, go. It's your path, you know.
I love that.
I always say that for dance, you gotta love what you do.
Oh my God, that's so
Follow
true.
the path, you know, like, so if that's what you love, if that's what you want to do, it doesn't matter your age. Go for it.
I love
Go. If it's your path, it's your path. It's gonna work.
I love that. You have no idea, as an audience, how much I had to condense my questions, because I can talk to Lorenna for an unlimited amount of time.
Yes.
So I did wanted to wrap up this interview in this episode asking you our step-by-step main question, which is, what is your favorite dance step? And it doesn't have to be a ballet step, but it is dance step. Your favorite
dance step is hard. This is a hard to pick. Very hard. I would say I can't pick just one, but
it's okay.
I can also be like precise on some stuff.
Okay.
Just for me, I mean, I love partnering. I really love partnering. So anything partnering related, I like. And I think it was something that came very easily to me for some reason. I don't know if it's for like, because I can adapt and I can feel like the partner. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna stop you there though, because I was thinking about that when you were saying that you were fearless. Well, you didn't say that you were fearless, but you are fearless. Because the things that Lorna can do when she's partnering, you can ask her to flip over her own head and she'll try it. So yes, now keep going. I just had to say that because it popped in my mind when you said it before.
Thank you very much. But yeah, I think it's something that always came very easily to me, and it's something that I really enjoy, and I just have a feeling for that, I think. So, and like people told me that before too, so I am very like happy about it.
Right.
Because it's something that I like. But like a ballet step or a dance step, thinking about ballet, let's say, for the bar, my favorite one is round the jumps. I really like that.
Wow.
I don't know. I learned how to like that. Bar was never my favorite part of the class, but once I started enjoying the bar, round the jump is just something that I feel the floor. My students are gonna hear that, and it's gonna be like, because I say that every class. And for center, it's nice to pirouette, but I love jumps, any type of jumps.
Nice.
Saisons, I feel like I'm free. I'm flying, you know, like kind of. I feel like for a second, you can fly and come back. So
I feel like Brianna's gonna end up canceling me because I say this every time. But it's so funny that whenever I had Simone recently too, and she was talking about how she likes jumps, and she said, Susan, when people refer to jumps, and Brianna likes jumps, which is something that is, I have to, every time I say this, I have to say it with. But everybody says saisons, and it just makes me laugh because she doesn't like it, and it's something that I couldn't put my mind to it. But yeah, and there's some pretty, just like I shared Simone's picture, I know exactly which picture I'm thinking, and I'm gonna put that in your episode because it's a beautiful, beautiful saison picture.
I love it. I feel like for saisons, either people love it or hate
them. Yeah,
it's not a in between thing. Or you like or you don't.
Yeah,
you don't say like, it's a step, I do it. No.
Yeah,
it's like, I hate doing it, I have to do it, or I love doing it, let's do it. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I cannot pick a favorite one for other styles. Let's just
let's just leave it at that.
Leave it there. Yes.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was a very beautiful experience to hear you in a much closer, much formal environment. So I hope you liked it as well. And we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much. I love being here and sharing a little bit of me too.
Thank you.
Thank you.